Shalom YouTube, this is your Ark, Yah is Magnified, coming back with another informative video. This video is titled, What is a Charge? Okay guys, it's titled, again, What is a Charge? So with that being said, let's get to it. But before I move further, guys, I'd like to state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only, guys. They're all facts and all truth. Nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, guys, let's get to it. Okay, so I titled this video, What is a Charge? Because there's guys out here who don't understand what a charge is, and what's the definition of a charge, or what's the legal definition of a charge, should I state. So now, you guys know that I was charged in Virginia for contempt and non-payment of child support. So now we're gonna pick this up in Virginia so we can find out what a charge is. So let's read this. It says Virginia Child Support Enforcement. A child support order is a legal obligation. If the non-custodial parent doesn't pay, he or she can be held in contempt and fined or sent to jail. Also, his or her driver's license or any provisional license may be suspended. A parent may also have criminal charges brought against them if non-payment continues for an extended period of time. So again, guys, when you have a charge for child support, especially in Virginia, the first thing they try to do is give you criminal charges. They wanted, in my situation, they probably wanted to jump straight to federal charges. You see, so that's why mine say on my dismissal paperwork, it say charges are dismissed. But we're gonna still find out what charges are, so you guys have an understanding of the true meaning of charges. Because there's a lot of guys who don't understand or have no comprehension at all what charges mean. So let's scroll up. We're gonna scroll up till we get to criminal prosecution, dog. Man, y'all. It says if the court decides the non-custodial parent could pay some or all of the amount owed, the payer can be held in contempt. Penalties for contempt may include any of the enforcement methods listed above. That's what I just strolled past, guys. But it says like suspending a driving license, plus fines, jail time, and other penalties. Additionally, the non-paying can be charged with a misdemeanor or felony and face jail or prison time. So again, guys, so in my situation, I was facing all of that. That's what they was trying to do to me, as I showed you guys. So I wasn't just facing it, just the case alone, guys. I was facing charges. They were trying to set me down for a minute. I wasn't having it. You know what I mean? So this is more, evidence that, hey, it's harder to be the charge than to be the case. You see? It's way harder to be the charge than to be the case. But now let's go to the Black Law Dictionary, guys, so we can find out what a charge is. Let's go there. Okay, guys, now let's pick this up a charge. This for all my fellas who need to know what a charge is so they can have understanding of that. It's coming out of the 3rd edition of the Black Law Dictionary. Let's get more understanding. It says charge, to impose a burden, duty, obligation, or lien, to create a claim against property, to claim, to demand, to accuse, to instruct the jury on matters of law, to impose a tax, duty, or trust. So again, guys, the main word that stands out to me in this definition when dealing with child support, when you're looking at the word charge, is an obligation. The child support had me labeled as a what? Obligor. So that means that I had an obligation. So when they say the charges are dismissed in the child support hearing, that means what, guys? The obligation is dismissed. So I'm no longer the what? Obligor. Okay, guys? Only why I'm doing this video because there's cats out here who just can't fathom in their mind that, hey, you can really get your child support stuff dismissed and taken care of. It's good to have a dismissal. Don't let nobody fool you wrong, man. If they talking about termination and things, but they can't show you no proof of that termination, hey, if they can't show you their termination, then hey, man, I'll be very worried, guys. But let's scroll down to child support, man. Let's scroll down to charge as a noun. Charge, a noun, encumbrance, lien, or claim, a burden or loan, an obligation or duty. Okay, guys, let's continue though. A liability, an accusation. Okay, guys, so that's what a charge is. A charge is basically an obligation. Okay, it's a liability. So they're trying to say, okay, the obligation is dismissed, meaning there is no more obligation. The liability is dismissed. There's no more liability. But so when they say charge, they say obligation or liability is dismissed. So again, it gets no better than this, guys. It gets no better than this. But let's stroll over. Boom. Let's stroll up, guys. Let's take this to contracts. Top, top, top left side, guys, of the line. In contracts, a charge is an obligation. Okay, let's continue. An undertaking to keep the custody of another person's goods. So again, guys, in contract law, a charge is an obligation. Child support is contracts, and so when they brought the charge, even though it's criminal, or it can be a misdemeanor or felony, but it's still an obligation. So they're bringing me in for obligation. So when they say the charges are dismissed, they're basically saying the obligations are dismissed. So that means if there's no obligation, then that means there's no more obligor. Okay, guys. So again, I know a lot of y'all celebrated New Year's last night, but man, that ain't the real New Year's. Y'all got to get y'all mind right, man. Get out this Roman society, man, and get back to what's right. New Year's is when new life comes. In the springtime, that's New Year's, man. The month of Abib. That's what the scripture says, man. The only thing you gotta do is read in Exodus and Deuteronomy. They'll tell you. So those who celebrate, hey, that's what y'all do. But me, nah, I don't celebrate New Year's or Christmas, guys. Neither I know. You know what I mean? I don't do none of that. I separate myself from this Roman Greco beast system completely. My New Year start in the spring when new trees bloom, flowers bloom, the birds and the bees back out. The leaves back on the trees. You hear me? The weather nice, man. Harvest time, fruits growing, vegetables growing, all that. That's the New Year, man. And also, you'll never hear me call myself a god either. Why? Because God is a pagan word within itself. I don't use no paganism, man. I don't deal with the paganism at all, man. So y'all do y'all research on the word God, and then you'll find out why I won't use it and why I don't use it. I will say Elohim though. That's what I'll claim to be, because Elohim said He made man in His image and in His likeness. So yeah, I'll be an Elohim all day. God, nah, never that. That's pagan. But with that being said, guys, though, again, if you get a child support charges, get that obligation up off you, man. That's it. Get that obligation dismissed. So with that being said, though, this is another quick video. Share my videos, guys. Like and subscribe. Pass it on. Get that word out, man. The movement is here. Like I said, let's make this movement. Let's make it big, man. We got to apply that pressure to the system, man. Apply that pressure, man. That's it. That's all. Because if you don't apply to them, they're going to apply to you. Simple and plain and simple, guys. So, hey, y'all have a good night. Shalom, YouTube.